Hey, what's going on? Right? Welcome back to welcome back to another edition of Nani episode. We discuss the anime that we're currently watching, and today we're going to be talking about TRX episode 11, and we are entering Queen's arc right now. And I gotta say, man, young Queen to now, Queen is determined. She has a dream, and she is very strong-willed. And I also say that oh, I wouldn't say everything came together, but like multiple things just pieced in. Even though this is Queen's story, she only has 2 episodes, but it's like other things are going on as progressing through her story, right? So at the start, young girl takes the hero actress exam, completed in 30 minutes, got a perfect score. And if I was like, "Are you sure? Like, you don't want to check anything?" He's like, "I have like 2 years to do this. I got to do this fast, right?" So she graduates, but at graduation she has something bigger. She wants to become she wants to become Hero X. She wants to, end this corrupted trust system right there, have to trust like yes, it is about the people right there, but we suffer from the hero's disasters right there, and I want a better guide of finding peace for our people right there and get rid of the trust system, right? And Queen's speech inspired lots of women, and I like that. I said she's very strong-willed. She's very determined. She wants a better society for the people right there. And like I said, she knows that the social system is corrupted, but she's inspiring a lot of young girls to be like, you know what, you can become a hero too. Like I said, she wants to become X, as X is the top hero in to be her right there. So she wants to become the best hero. Like I said, her speech inspired so many young girls with it, and I like characters like that. I like characters that can inspire other people to become heroes right there, especially for a female. I believe they said there hasn't been a female hex hero in like 2 decades, so her speech right there, inspired a lot of people right there. And like I said, I like that Queen is determined, and she wants change in a good way right there. Because you have some heroes want to become a hero, and in a twisted way. Would no, she wants to do it in a good way right there. I do respect that a lot about that. I can't speak about it, but I do respect that about Queen though. I really really do. Now in that it did inspire this other hero named Boa, who both Boa and Queen are part of the same 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 hero company called GOS. That's the company that Mickey is in, that has Lucky Cyan right there. And Mickey's like, yo, she had the guts enough to say that right there, let's hey, she actually can be the change that this society needs right there. All eyes gonna be on her. She was man enough to say that, right? And so Boa, she's actually, in this tournament to become, X right there. And the fight between Boa and this hero named Asma right there, that was a good fight right there. The animation was dope. Like I said, Boa is like, she's a fitness model, and she's beautiful at the same time. She's like brains and bronze right there, right? As they would say. But the fight between her and that small guy was super super dope right there, and I like that. And DOS right there, they're trying to make Boa and Queen, this a family, right? But like you know, maybe Queen saying the most, probably they say the best way. She's like, this shit ain't no real family right now. It's a fake family right now. Like she's seeing the corruptness with this, with the US right there. That's why she wants to become Hero X. They changed all this, right? Now Boa doesn't like Queen's attitude and everything right there. And she was getting ready to fight her, right? But Queen's ability, it's like she sets a rule right there. You have to follow. She's like stay back, but Boa almost broke the rule, right? So it's like, is Queen, getting weaker? I don't know. But we are introduced, to one of the heroes that we're gonna meet later on is the Johnnies. We have little Johnny as the human right there, and big Johnny as, the little cute animal, right? Now from what I've heard, the big Johnny, if he gets mad, turns into like this giant monster. The only person that actually can stop Big Johnny is Little Johnny right there. And they're here at 15. But yeah, we get a glimpse of them already right there. Like I said, they're not until, they're late. They're not until August. So we get this right there. Because we still have another female hero. And I believe we have a break in between. Actually, no, maybe you have to look at you have to decide. I feel so there's a break between after before or after Johnny. I'm not sure, but like I said, Johnny is not till later on right there, and it's funny how we're getting a glimpse of him already, right? But like I said that little big Johnny is adorable. Big Johnny is adorable right there. I'm like, oh my god, it's too adorable right there. I can't, right? And we're also, we also have, Lucky Cyan, she's entering in the fray as well, she just gave an orphanage right there, and I believe she was just signed to do us right there. So it's like, we know that the story is going backwards, but like we still have like, the scenes that were going on as, Lucky Cyan's story was going on as well right there. So it's like it's not all over the place right there, but it's like, you know what? It's saying like, what Queen was going through when Light Science Storm was going through at the same time right there. So it's like, it's not all over the place, but like it's still, at that same pace right there, right? And we also see, Uncle Rock, Dickhead, and we also heard about, Dragon Boy as well. So it's like I said, we have all these things going on, right? And now we get to a big fight, right? Well, I wouldn't say a big fight, but like we get to like, the fight that was that was talked about in last week's episode was the fact that Queen against the mysterious fighter who is X, but like at the time it's just the mysterious fighter, right? Like Boa lost to this fighter, right? So we all know this is X, but during this time he's not X. He's just this mysterious guy, right? And so doesn't say anything. Just says, hey, you know what I'm saying? Let's get this match started. Like says hello. But by the time Queen puts down her weapon, match is done. She loses. We didn't see what X do. Like, we see in the trailer and intro, like, I think he's able to bend reality or some shit like that with his coin, but he moves with such swagger, right? But here was the thing. This guy does not have any, he's not with any hero company. He's just a mysterious guy that came into this tournament for unknown reasons and just, whooping everybody's ass right there. Like, and this is bad because Mickey's like, who is this guy? Like, Queen's was like, yo, what the hell's going on right now? Like, everybody's just confused right there. Like I said, this guy has no allegiance to any care company. Like, he does not have an agent. Like, I don't know who this guy is, And Mickey goes to visit this, wants to go see this guy, but where X is staying at, it's just nothing. Like no signs of life right there. Like no one's been there for years. So we're just puzzled. Like that's like who is this guy? And then as that's going on, Boa got the information that she needed, and apparently, she found that Queen is, the guy's daughter or whatever like that. Well, was Queen adopted? Wasn't he adopted? I don't remember, but like but yeah, she found out that Queen was someone to start. But yeah, but as Boa's angry, we see the fear going inside the fear that we saw in last week's episode. So like a lot's happened in this episode right there. A lot's happened. Like, but here's the other thing is that when Queen, I mean, I don't know how to call it a fight, but like Queen losing to X, she was like, so this is what it feels like to fail. Like Queen has been winning all her life right there, and when you lose for the first time, you get humbled. Like we all hate losing. I'm not saying it's a good thing to lose, but it's like when you win so many times and you get that first loss, like I said, you get humbled, and it sucks. But you learn from defeat. You really do. And the thing is, like, will Queen continue her dream right there? Because right now, it looks bad. She just looks like I want to quit everything right there. But hopefully, her father will, inspire her to continue on firing, right? But Grant, the only person that can actually like not feel a loss is Floyd Mayweather. It's Floyd Mayweather. I'm gonna just say that. But yeah, like I said, Queen, like I said, you got humble, girl. Like I love Queen, I do, but it's like you get humbled in life. You do. But like I said, you gotta learn from it. You gotta learn from it. Hopefully, this doesn't stop her. But the fight between her and Bella is coming. That is coming. But like I said, we saw X. A bigger glimpse of X for the first time, and I don't know if X can even talk. X is probably a mute character. But here's the other thing, though. He's not signed to an agency, and he does have a trust value. So it's like, where does he get his powers? You know what I'm saying? Like, because everybody that is into BRX has powers from the people due to their trust value. X right now, Mr. Mysterious Fighter, he's got no abilities, but he has abilities, but he has no trust factor. So it's like, how does he have the abilities, right? So it leads to more questions. But like I said, it's cool that we saw a glimpse of him in today's episode, but we just gotta wait until the last episode. Now I'm sure we'll probably see more of him, cameos of him in other episodes right there. But it's still pretty cool to see that we finally got him. But yeah, like I said, I just got questions for this guy. He's like, how do you have these powers? You don't have a trust value. Who are you working for? Why are you in this tournament? Like, is just there to flex? You know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta wait and see, man. This was a crazy episode, though. This was a lot happened in this episode right there. A lot has happened, and you know what? I'm just trying to see how it all ends. I really am. But so, anyways, folks, that's episode 11 of Tuber X right there. Queen Star will come to an end in next week's episode, and you know what I'm saying, like, but it's like I feel so for us to be really attached to it, you really got to pull it off in this in next week's episode because it's like it's only 2 episodes, so it's like how can you know what I'm saying? It's like everyone else was like 3, you getting 2. Now X and the other dog only have 1 episode, so it's like how can you make us fall off a character in 2 episodes? We'll see, but we'll see. But as always, folks, please give the video a like if you like the video. If you subscribe, you're part of Knuckles family. Be sure to follow me on the social media accounts in the description box below. Be sure to comment. And always remember what your goals, everybody. There is no such thing as life better than yours. Have a good day, everybody. Take care.